Добродојавте во новата седма епизода од сезона 2 на Младинскиот Подкаст и во една и последната епизода. Денеска со мене како гостин ја имаме Естер. Now you can introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Esther Kalvø from Romsdal in Norway, and I'm here on a visit for the first time to Orhid.
Great. So, do you want to start on what's your position in the Red Cross and what's your job? What are you doing?
I am what you can call an senior advisor, and I work mainly with refugees and youth in our part of Norway. The town is known as Ålesund, and we have 21 different local councils around the whole of Møre og Romsdal.
Great. So, how is it? How do you see any differences in Macedonia with our youth and compare it to the youth in Norway?
Yes, there is the activities that you all do in Macedonia are more humanitarian activities that the youth are involved in. But our youth in our part of Norway, the youth activities that we do are many are social activities, and the youth are also involved in the preparedness and the blood donation drives and search and rescue, mountain rescue and stuff. But the division of the youth activities that I am involved in, we deal a lot with social activities.
So yeah, you mainly do social activities.
Yes, we mainly do social activities.
So would you say we are? You said we are different in that part. Yeah. Do you like our part? How
Yes,
we do it?
I find it very inspirational what you all are doing, because a lot of young people here are involved in many things of the humanitarian activities that of the Red Cross, and that I find very inspirational, and I think that is something that we could learn from you, and that is something that I wish to establish among the youth.
Great. Can you tell me how did you got into the Red Cross?
I started actually as a volunteer myself.
Mhm.
I was new in Norway, and I was in the Norwegian school learning Norwegian, and I was thinking to myself, how do I integrate with the community here to make friends and to establish myself in a new place? So I saw a small announcement in the local newspaper that said, "Are you willing to be a volunteer?" Call, followed by a telephone number. So I called the number.
So that's how you started being a volunteer.
That's my history.
And how long was that ago?
That was in 2017.
Ooh, so you have been for a long time with the Red Cross.
Yes, I've been, I started off 1 year, my first year as a volunteer. And then I started working at the youth center that we have in Ålesund.
Great. So, what's your favorite activities in Norway that you do with the youth? I suppose you're really close with the youth and you are working with them.
I enjoy working with youth because I think I learn a lot from them, and they keep me going. I'm very motivated working with them, and every day is not the same. Every day you learn something new from them, so they keep me young in a way, keep me going. So that I find it very interesting. And my favorite activity, or the first ever activity I did with youth when I joined, was homework help.
You help kids with homework
Yes.
in the Red Cross?
Yes. At our youth center, I started off with 0 volunteers, and I recruited 14 volunteers to help with homework help. So that was very fun.
Yeah, that's really great.
And it's nice to see youth interested in education and homework. And for a fact, there is many who come back and thank us. And today they are doctors, they are lawyers, they are pharmacists, and they come back and say thank you to us and thank you to the volunteers that help them. because that's the way that they achieved their educational success.
Yeah, you also mentioned school for learning Norwegian. That's the part of the Red Cross. So the Red Cross does those lessons.
No, that's part of the government effort, like for people, either you are a refugee or you have married a Norwegian and you come in to Norway. So they help you with the language so that you get integrated into the community. So we get, like I'm married to a Norwegian, so I got 600 hours of free Norwegian classes that you have to go through, and then you have to pass an exam in order to get your citizenship.
Oh, so that's how you found out about the Red Cross. You said that. I thought that the school for Norwegian was a part of the Red Cross program.
No, that was the part of the Norwegian government's initiative to integrate people like us to help us learn the language. But while I was in that school, then I decided, how do I do an effort to
Yeah.
actually come into the community? So that's when I started with the Red Cross.
Okay. So today you're in Macedonia here. Can you tell me something about why are you here and what are you doing here?
Well, we have a project called the Twinning, where it's actually a youth exchange program that we're establishing between Mörorumsar Rodogosh and Orhid Rodogosh. Maybe I should say the Orhid Red Cross.
Oh, Red Cross.
Yes, because I call you the Orhid Rodogosh. So yeah. So it's a joint effort to come here with you to also impart our knowledge to you, and also we hope that the youth in Norway can learn from the youth like yourselves here.
So an exchange of youth to exchange also some tips about how to be volunteers and how to have fun while doing it.
Yes, we learn from each other what kind of activities that you all are doing and what kind of activities we are doing, and how we can collaborate and work together and maybe create new activities or make the activities that we have better.
Yeah. So
this workshop that we have hold now in Macedonia is about mental health. So we hope that we are able to give you all the skills, some of you all who were in the course with us, to give you all the skills to be able to train other youth here in Macedonia about taking care of your mental health.
yeah, that's great. As a participant in the workshops, I can say you are really good at spreading what you know, and you are really cautious and patient for others to learn. Also, I want to ask you for a feedback for us. You're a guest in our podcast right now. How do you like it, first of all? How do you like the podcast and the idea of the podcast?
I think the idea of the podcast is genius. I really like this idea, so that more and more youth and other people know that you all are doing such a good initiative. And I also think that it helps you all with language skills, and it also helps you all in the communication world to communicate better, and it gives you all a good platform to when you all develop yourselves, the way to develop yourselves better.
When we started this program, it was only me and Ivo. Ivo is the guy behind the camera right now. And we started and we didn't know anything about podcast, so that's why we continued it. Because every podcast we film, especially me, I was in front of the camera. I was leading the podcast for the first season, and afterwards, the second season, I was a guy behind the camera.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wasn't that active, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll take over the podcast again in season 3. But every time I come here, the struggles we had for the first episode, how to work the camera, how to work the microphones, and everything brings me back to have one wonderful time again. And this is how many episodes without me? 7 episodes without me, and I'm on the 7th episode. I feel awkward, but I feel pleasure doing this. So that's why I want to ask you, would you be interesting and would you maybe implement this idea in your Red Cross?
Yes, I think it's a very good idea. I'm here with three other colleagues of mine from Marorumza, and we have had a good time together holding the mental workshop. And we think it's a very good idea to bring this idea back to implement it. But can I ask you, how did you all get this idea to implement the podcast?
We were having a brainstorming action, what we want to implement in our youth club. And at those times, podcasts were thriving in our country and all around the world. Especially right now, we have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and we saw the idea and we said, how is it possible for us to create it?
Mm-hmm.
And we started with a little effort. We said, we'll try. If it works, we'll continue. I remember we designed the first studio. It was in our offices. We started it. It went great. And we still, these days, still do it. We are not frequently uploading episodes, but when we do, we try to upload a good quality episode. And we always try to be on a different spot, so don't have a studio. We are just going somewhere like today. We were here to visit the education center of Red Cross in Velestovo, and we said, let's do a podcast with you. So we just set it up and started talking. That's how the idea was created. And I'm really glad we are here today.
Yes, I'm glad you invited me here today. It's really nice to be here. And I think y'all are very creative, the way y'all are working, which is very good. And the idea is very unique about podcasts, because I think it's important to focus on topics that are interesting for youth. At the same time, you all are learning. So I think it's a good initiative.
Yeah, right now I have a little bit, I'm scared because it's the first time we're having guests during that are watching live what we speak. But okay, we'll power through it.
Yes, and it is not rehearsed, so this is good.
Yeah, we never rehearse it. We want to be as honest as possible because it's a podcast, it's not a TV show.
That's true.
Also, I want to ask you something else.
Mm-hmm.
As a worker for the Red Cross, you work, right?
Yes.
As a volunteer for the Red Cross as well.
Yes, sometimes I volunteer on other activities.
Yeah,
but mainly I'm an employee, yes.
Yeah, but you started as a volunteer before,
Yes,
right?
I did. But I also, in addition to working, I also volunteer in other activities sometimes that need extra volunteers.
Great. I want to ask you, what's the favorite thing you have done with your co-volunteers or co-workers? Something that you will remember for the rest of your life, that has a spot in you.
I think my work with the youth, we have a Red Cross youth organization, and I've been working with them for the past 3.5 years. I would think that is the most exciting and enjoyable time I've had working with the youth. I've learned a lot about the organization. I've learned a lot from the youth in the organization. And I've enjoyed my time establishing youth activities around Marorumza, because when I started, we had nothing and no activities at all for the youth. And this was after the pandemic. And we had the national office came up with this initiative to have meeting points for the youth, to encourage them to come out of their homes after the pandemic. So we started this initiative in Marorumza as well. And it was really exciting to start a new project with youth and to encourage them to come out and make activities for other youth. So this was one of the most memorable times I've had, the most enjoyable time I've had with the Red Cross for the past 3.5 years. So I would think would be and significant, if you can say, mark in my career with the Red Cross.
Great. So you said there wasn't any activities before. When was the youth club or youth organization created in Norway?
It was created in 2002. But the thing is, it was created not all over Norway. It started probably in Oslo and the bigger cities. And because of the lack of resources, employee resources generally, and the lack of money as well, we need to get donors to support activities. So it was not easy to just launch a youth organization. So over the years, we have had on and off, and from 2018-19 towards a year before the pandemic, there was not really much youth activities. Because what happens is youth move. They get married, they have to start working. So it's not a consistent organization that we can have because of the situation, the life situation. So what we did was after the pandemic, we had a good backing from the government as well as other donors that could support this youth organization. So therefore, we were able to employ someone like me, like an employee who can work 100% towards the project and to launch youth activities all over Marorumstad.
That's great. I want to ask you, what kind of activities does the youth want, and what kind of activities the youth organization of Red Cross does in Norway?
Well, the youth organization is the voice of the youth in Norway. We, the national organization or the national board consisting of youth themselves, they have a voice in the running of the Red Cross as general, but from the point of view of a youth. So that is actually the most important thing that they are doing. But in addition, they created this activity called Treffpunkt, which is a meeting point. And that is a social activity for the youth. So we conduct low threshold activities that attract youth, integrating friendships, networking among the youth. The most important is the youth themselves decide what kind of activities they want, and they recruit and market and recruit other youth to come to the activities. So it can be anything from climbing a mountain to making sushi, baking cakes, anything, as long as they can recruit other youth to come to the activity. That's the most important thing.
So that the youth has freedom to choose what they want to do.
Yes, but they have a budget that they have to work on, depending on how much money each council gets, and then they have to make a plan and then make a budget, and then they can do whatever they want.
So yeah, with the budget, but it's a self-sustainable organization. Only the youth controls it, right?
Yes, and every year they have to send in applications to get money. So based on how much money they get, then they make a plan. They make a plan and they budget for it. So sometimes if, for example, they don't have so much money that year, then they have to limit on the number of activities they have, or they have activities that don't cost them so much money. They can sometimes just sit at the Red Cross house, eat pizza and play board games. That's also an activity. Or if they have money that year, they have excursion trips to cabins. They do a very nice summer camp. They go to the cinema. The cinema is very expensive in Norway. So it's very good that through the youth activities, they invite other youth to the cinema. And they have popcorn and drinks and stuff. And that costs a lot of money in Norway.
Yeah, so the youth decides what they're gonna do and what actually the youth wants for them to do. So I believe that's how they are recruiting new volunteers.
Exactly, because it's very boring if like old people like me are sitting there deciding what the youth are going to do and start recruiting and marketing the event. So we leave it up to the youth.
Yeah,
But they come to us if they need help, they need guidance, they need help with the paperwork, they need help to look for money, where they can look for money and stuff. Then we support them in that way.
Yeah, that's great how the youth has its own organization that it's led only by them. It's similar here as well. I wanted to ask you something else because you work with the youth in
Mhm.
Norway. For the past 2 days, you had a chance to meet 8 of our volunteers, including me.
Yes.
What was the first impression you thought of us? When we first came, we didn't spoke a word to you, anything. What did you think we were going to be like?
Well, that was actually quite, we were quite nervous and excited because this is the first time we're holding this course out of Norway. But we heard good feedback from your office about you guys. So that was a good start. But I also managed to have a bit of contact with Ivo the day before in the evening. So I had a very good impression of what I heard, the way he spoke. Um, so I was having a positive um, experience already from the evening before. And I must say, after spending 2 days with you guys, I'm very impressed. I think you all are very mature for your age. And the way you all think and the reflections you guys had are very impressive. Um, because mental health is not an easy topic to speak, it's very sensitive. There's a lot of reactions that you get from youth when you speak of mental health, and I think you guys tackled it very well. um, and it's very good to see that the youth have challenges, but in spite of the challenges, you are able to tackle your daily life.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the compliments you said about us. Also, I wanted to ask another thing. As a worker in the Red Cross, you work with youth, obviously. We said that, we made it clear in the podcast. Uh, how about if they put you on a different position
Mhm.
and you work with older people? Would you feel the same with a club for elderly people? How would you take that?
Actually, to be very honest, when I was born, my mother was 40 years old. So as I was growing up, a lot of people used to ask me, "Is that your grandmother?" But actually, it was my mother. So I'm used to actually old people, if you can say that. And I have a lot of my mother had a very big family, so I have many uncles and aunties. So I kind of jive with old people as well. But in all honesty, I think it's more fun to have work with the youth. But if I am in a situation where I have to work with old people, I think that would be okay as well.
You will manage to work with them,
I would manage to work with them,
but
yeah.
you're better off having fun with the young people,
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
I believe they make you younger if you're,
Yes,
yeah.
that's true. They give me a lot of energy, and I like that. And actually, to be very honest, I've learned a lot from them. I've learned a lot from them over the years that I've worked with them. And it's amazing. Like sometimes the reaction you get or the statements they make when you speak with them, it's like, wow, because you don't expect them to say those things. So I don't think there's been a boring day for me at work at all. And there's always something to look forward to. We're always planning some arrangement, we're always planning for a conference or event. So there's no similar day, or there's no 2 days that are alike for me. And that's what I think is the best part of my job. And I like starting projects. So right now, just before I came to Macedonia, we launched a boys club where we're helping boys, in more of the boys that are not, maybe not involved in organized sports or not involved in music, to have activities. So this is a new initiative which we got money for, so we just launched the club.
You launched a club only for boys?
Only for boys.
Yeah,
It's an
for
exclusive boys club for all boys of all ages between 13 and 30. and they can decide what they want to do.
Like playing instruments, playing football, rugby, or that kind of stuff?
Whatever they want to do, but there is a project leader that's leading the project, and we have a concept called mentors in Norway, where these mentors will be kind of assisting the boys, helping them, talking to them, making them feel welcome to the club and stuff. But this club is not a fast play. It's not a fast place. There's no fast place. It's just different kind of activities. So we hope to attract all kinds of boys to the club. It doesn't matter if you like gaming, or you like football, or you like climbing mountains. We are going to arrange different activities to suit you.
Great. I will have to suck some more information about that club from you.
Yes.
So I would have to ask you, how does it work? So if 5 people of the participants in that club want to learn to play a guitar, other 5 want to learn how to play, for reference, drums, and one of them wants to play football. How would you manage that? Do you split them in groups, or do you do activities together?
What we are planning to do is to have an activity once a week, and then we have variation in our activities. So probably this week we make a group that wants to play football. The following week we make a group that wants to learn a musical instrument. So we connect them with, also we have a collaboration with different partners around the city that will be able to assist on what these boys want. But the first thing that we're going to do is to establish a resource group, like a working group, comprising of different boys in different age groups, so that they can sit down and plan and carry out the day-to-day running of the club.
You make multiple groups of people with multiple interests, so the people are always different?
Yes, that's true. Because to reach out to as many participants as possible. And for example, we market and say, this week we are going to the swimming club. And we recruit 10 to 15 people who want to come swimming. And then the following week, it's going to be a cooking lesson, how to make sushi or how to make pizza. And then we recruit for that activity. So every time there's coming new people, but the new people that come, if they want to carry on and come the following activity, they are more than welcome. But we like to reach out to the mass, more people, the better. And we like to reach out to those people who really need us, need the friendship, need the networking, need to come together.
Yeah, so you always change young people that are in the club.
Yes, but the initial core working group would be the same people, but the participants that come would be different.
So they're like workshops you do.
Yes.
Workshops, like little projects that are only one-time help.
No.
On that, one time on that specific topic.
Correct. Because this is different activities. And we're also looking forward to starting workshops, like to help the young boys or young men in their career path as well. So we are going to introduce a barber workshop later this autumn, where they get to train with a professional barber, and then they go for lessons with him, they learn the skills, and they get a course certificate at the end.
Great. So I think it's enough for me to ask you. I'll give you a few minutes if you want to ask me something.
Okay. What made you join the Red Cross?
A hard topic. I joined the Red Cross in 2018, the end of 2018. A Red Cross is an organization. I joined it for promotion humanitarian values, the project we talked on the workshops. I really liked it. I really liked helping other people, so I continued. And until this day, I've been in multiple activities, and I, till this day, still love it, and I'll continue to do it.
Oh, at what age did you join? How old were you?
I was 13 going on 14.
Okay.
Just about to turn 14.
Because that's the huge difference between Macedonia and Norway, I would think. We don't, rather the most of the volunteers that start with us, being volunteers, probably be 15 years old and above. 13-year-olds usually are our participants who come to the activities, but here you all really start early to be a volunteer, and that's, I think, is really amazing. And we would like to really learn from you guys how to actually recruit volunteers at such a young age.
Yeah, it was a recruiting action that they did in the schools. So I said yes, I will come and see what's happening in the Red Cross, and that's how they took me in the Red Cross, and it's a really great experience because we work on really different levels. Your youth has activities that are fun and everything. We do that as well in the youth club. But when there is work to do, like humanitarian work, we are always hands on deck and we are helping with it, no matter what it is. And that's what we are for. Maybe we'll have a game night. Yes, we'll have pizza day. Yes, we'll have waffle days. Yes, we'll play Mafia for 3 hours in the youth rooms. But sometimes it's good to put responsibilities on volunteers, so they're not just to play, and they need to learn some stuff from us. So I'm going to take myself as an example. When I first started, I didn't know a lot of stuff that till this day helped me with my the chores out of Red Cross. Like, I don't know, writing documents, even with homework. If you pass a certain time in the Red Cross, someone will help you with some things, and some projects will teach you how to do new stuff, like writing a letter or asking for something, how to speak properly, how to outcome your fear of the public. Yeah, those stuff come with having fun, making waffles, and eating pizza.
Yes, I totally agree. It must be a win-win situation for us, the Red Cross, and the youth that are working with us and coming to us, because I think as much as having fun is very important for youth, they also must learn to give back to the community, and that's what I think it's so great with y'all. Y'all are doing a lot to give back to the community that y'all are living in and the people around here, so I think that's really wonderful. And I also like your green project, I guess. Could you tell me about that?
Green volunteering.
Yeah.
That's a new program that is on national wide. It's still not fully developed, but that's a green team. It's outside of the youth club, but still the youth is in it. I mean, the youth is leader of it, but it's not combined. It's a different. It's a program that is going around the whole nation, the whole country, in every Red Cross organization that we have, every branch, and we mainly do activities that are for the nature, like cleaning, planting trees, teaching people, educating them how to recycle stuff, what's the nature, how to protect the nature, how to react in the nature, how to feel, how to use the nature properly, and those kind of stuff. And we usually do it with volunteers that are newer, and that's how we have our impact on the community and teaching them how to act around nature.
Yes, because it's very important, because we need to preserve and take care of the nature for the future generations.
Yes.
And especially the oceans and the lakes need to be protected. The fish and the undersea life have to be protected for the future generations. So I think it's very, very important to learn how to recycle and to take care of the nature, not to throw rubbish. The simple thing of not throwing rubbish on the streets, that's very important to learn. Not to throw chewing gum everywhere and stuff like that. So it's really important that we start teaching the youth from at a young age.
Yes, correct. That's kind of what we do on those workshops, and especially as a tourist city, Ohrid, we have a mountain, we have the beautiful lake of Ohrid, we have a lot of nature around us, so we need to preserve it if we want to continue having it. Our lake is of historical value as well, protected by UNESCO as well, so if not us, the young people, and not us, the citizens, who will take care of it? The Red Cross is actively participating in that situation and is helping to educate our young people how to protect it. I have to mention this. There was a project in Albania, the Albanian part of the lake. They wanted to organize F1 Formula in the lake, both F1 Formula. And our youth here, by understanding what will do that to the lake, and what kind of changes there will be. We organized, we made a petition, and we brought that idea down. So that's one of the things that we do with that green program. That was the first step that we took to protect our lake. And youth was really active on it. They really wanted to do that. But they did that because we educated them before on what the lake meant to us. What the lake means to every one of us as people that grew up near it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's exactly what we think youth should have a voice and should stand up for what they believe in, and especially on climate change and climate issues, youth have to be involved. And I think you all get to kind of change the ideas of what politicians have in that way. To advocate your issues and your opinions.
We always say you first start from yourself. You firstly need to learn that lake means something for you. You go swimming in it in the summer, right? You go boating in it. But if it's filled with trash, you cannot do that. Or it wouldn't be pleasant. So that's why we protect it. Also, if it's full with trash, there will be no tourists, so our city will go downwards.
That's true.
Do you have a last question for me?
Yes, one last question. What do you see yourself doing, and how active do you think you will be in the Red Cross in 5 years?
A difficult question. I will think I will be still active, but obviously in 5 years I would have finished school, faculty. I would have to start a family somehow. I wouldn't be as active as now. But I see myself active, and even when I'm older, maybe 60, if I'm capable of doing that. The organization has left a really good impact on me, so I will never in my life say a bad word about it, and never leave this organization. It's really great. I've really had wonderful moments with volunteers, with the workers in the Red Cross, as a lifeguard, memories that I'm never going to forget. And just for those memories that I'm going to have, I want to build more memories. So in 5 years, I believe I'm going to have a ton more memories. But after that, I want to build even more memories with new generations coming. And I want to talk about those memories with people that don't know me, or with the people that are like you from Norway, or people from different countries, just to spread the word of how interesting the Red Cross can be, and how our Red Cross branch here has a lot of freedom thanks to our secretary, our president, everyone that's working there, because they have given us the right to do some stuff, to do every activity, and they have given us the support to do it. So I believe every youth organization should be really open about it and really talk with everyone about what they want to do. That's the main reason I will continue, and I will be in the Red Cross in 5 years from now.
Thank you. That's a very good answer, I think. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Това е за днешната епизода. И благодарам, što ја јавте до крај. И благодарам на Естер. Thank you, Esther, for being here with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Ние се гледаме во наредната сезона 3 на Младинскиот подкаст. Чао!